Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Woman to Woman. And yes, I am Joy Chirindu Okmani. Today we are going to do a very interesting topic, and it is women's empowerment and the role of education. That's what we're doing today. And of course, I can't do this alone today. I have someone with me in the studio who is an entrepreneur, a guidance counselor, and many more. And is none other than Omogiade. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Joy. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course, you look good.
Thank you. You look good more in person.
Please, I'm blushing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get it started already. Yes, like I mentioned today, we're doing women's empowerment and of course the role of education. You know, it's very important to have a very good education in this time and era. So how does education actually play a part in women's empowerment? Let's start with that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Joy. Thank you so much. I always tell people, I would be using myself for example, just so to be interesting to understand.
Of course.
Education today has a very large role helping a woman. For example, I don't know, a lot of people feel like I don't need to be educated, I don't have to go to school. But when you are educated, it gives you so much confidence. You have this confidence in yourself. You can speak to people that matters. You can involve with people that matters. It has a way to expose you to other things. So I just feel everyone should have a certain level of education whereby you could be able to interact with people, be able to build that confidence in yourself, especially with the way the world is going. We are digitalizing now.
Actually, we are. So actually going to that extent. But education, do you just mean in the formal aspect?
No, I don't mean in the formal aspect. It can be informal, it can be skills. Not everyone actually have enough finances to sponsor themselves through schools. But you could learn one or two skills, learn how to communicate, your speaking abilities. There are different ways of education. So I'm not just saying go to school, have a master's or have a BSc. No, there are different means of education. And at the end of the day, by the time you start involving yourself with different people, you start helping yourself, involving yourself.
True.
No one will tell you, you just want to go better, you just want to go higher.
Okay. So what actually is this positive effect or affect that the person, a woman right now who is very educated, what is that positive effect that she may actually bring to the community or to her family? Or is it just for herself?
Okay, thank you. First, I'm a very selfish person. It's actually for yourself first.
For yourself?
Yes. So when you believe in yourself, when you say, okay, I'm doing this for myself first, you have enough energy to give it out.
Okay.
If you say, okay, I'm just going to school because I want Mr. Hay to benefit from this, you might get tired. It's not easy to read, though. It's not so easy to empower yourself. Sometimes you get tired on the way. So when you say, okay, I'm doing this for myself, I want to be better. For example, look at you now. You're anchoring a program, Woman to Woman. If I want to be like you, I need to go to school, or there are some things I need to do, there's some involvement I need to involve. It's for yourself. Then by the time you finish doing that for yourself, you're happy to give it out. So you must always say, anything you're doing, put yourself first. It's when you are happy, you give it out. If you're not happy, if you don't have any energy, you can't give it out. So that's just what I'm going to say. Yourself first.
But are there no challenges that one can face in the process of wanting to have a good education? You know, what are the challenges that a woman can face? Because I believe there are many barriers, but I wanted to share the barriers that a woman can actually face in the process of having education, in the process of wanting to get involved in the community, in having good communications and knowing people who matter. Of course, like you mentioned, it's important you will meet people, you have to communicate and all that, yes? So what is those challenges that can actually stop someone or stop a woman in the area of education?
There are lots of challenges, especially in the life of a woman, lots of challenges.
Let's hear them.
I'll just talk about two.
Okay.
Finances could be, then peer pressures. Finances, sometimes you really want to do something, you want to go to a certain level, you don't have enough finances. Then maybe the people that are sponsoring you also cannot be able to afford that. Then you see one or two persons, maybe God forbid, they want to take advantage of you. It could be very disturbing. Then at the end of the day, you just want to back out. So let's say finances, then let's say peer pressure. A lot of people put so much pressure on the woman. some people will tell you, you don't even need to go to school, just sit down at home, give birth, you know, Mr. A is going to come and take care of you, sponsor all your bills. So it's more like we don't get so much encouragement from the woman's side. You know, apart from finances, peer pressure. Those are the two main challenges. If you ask people, they'll tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
So the two main challenges that women can actually face.
Yes.
What about society? Does society have an impact in it?
Yes, society do have an impact, but I like to talk mainly personally, individual. Yes, society has a lot of impact, but we can't just always say society, government. Let's talk about ourselves first. By the time you bring in yourself, you understand the main things that happen within your cycle before you can go out.
True.
So society actually has its own roles it plays. But the main thing is the finances, peer pressure. Okay. By the time you're able to tackle that, you would always, even if you have enough money, society will have...
Even with the cultural norms in place?
Yes, cultural norms, society will have its own. Some will tell you, no, this particular culture can't go to school, you can't read so much. But for example, I remembered when I had finished my BSc.
Yes.
So I wanted I did not want to go for my master's then.
Oh, wow.
So my parents were like, no, you have to go to school, you know, you have to do this. I had some friends, you know, we're just growing up. That's the peer pressure. They said, no, just get married, marry a very rich, wealthy man. He's going to come and take care of you, sponsor your bills, take care of your parents. I was quite young then because we finished school early. But that was what I really wanted for myself. So that's peer pressure. Now, society had its own role on me, for example, but it didn't really bother me so much. It was just that peer pressure. So it took lots of sense and grace for my parents to speak out to me, to talk to me and like, see, you need to go to school. This knowledge is for yourself. My dad will always say, you're not going to tell me thank you. Even if you tell me thank you, it's for yourself. The respect, I don't know if you understand, Shao, maybe it's me. You know, there's this respect. Okay, she has a master's, she's PhD in view, you know. There's this... And you are speaking. I don't know if you get it, but
I'm getting the picture
there's just this. You just
charisma
have,
that comes
oh
with
my
it.
God, there's this charisma, there's this respect you get. Even if nobody is seeing it, you are happy within yourself. So peer pressure is one. Yes, culture has its own. Some culture will tell you at this age, just finish, get married. But yourself, that's why I always talk to people, women, you know about our foundations. I always talk to young girls, yourself first. Be selfish enough to make yourself happy. Be selfish enough to put yourself in position whereby even if nobody is there tomorrow, you can stand. Do you understand? So if you always put yourself first, my sister, you'll go far.
Interesting. Okay, it's getting heated already. So what kind of stereotypes can actually stop a girl from actually going to school?
Thank you. Culture. You know, most cultures stereotype people, their norms. Everybody have their various norms, their belief system. And some people, their belief system, I don't want to start mentioning tribes or places, so it will not be used against me tomorrow. But some people, their belief system, it could be family belief system, it could be cultural belief system, it could be religious belief system, whatever belief system that works for you, fine, that's okay. But some belief systems actually believes that, okay, a girl should just stay at home, do the laundry, take care of the family. When it's time to settle down, you give birth, whatever. But at the long run, is it really working out? That's the question we should ask ourselves today as women, as young ladies. Is it really working out? I have a friend that was telling me something the other day. She was like, she finished her master's and she was going for a second master. So then she wanted to settle down. So she met this young, cute guy that wanted to settle down with her and was like, no, in his culture, a woman shouldn't go to school so much. Once she has a BSc, that's okay, the man takes care of her. And I'm like, so she was asking me, I'm not a marriage counselor. All I do is take care of our children in the orphanage, reach out. I have my own calling and empower women with our voice. But I told her that I don't think that's the right thing. You should seek a marriage counselor or discuss with your family. Because I believe, for example, my dad will always tell you, a man that cannot accept your academic qualification or accept you for who you are shouldn't fit into your system, because we're in an era whereby women are becoming leaders. They have voices in the nations. Women send children abroad. Women are becoming landladies. Why are you sitting at the back seats? I don't understand what is happening. there's a shoe for every size.
Of course.
So if you meet someone that is not coping with you and maybe it's not comfortable with you, please let him be, because even with the economy today now, I don't know Shao, but I don't think anybody wants to be at the back seat.
Of course.
And so it's now left for you. So don't let culture, don't let traditions, don't let religion put you at the back seat. Because at the end of the day, there's something that works for me. That's why I always talk about self. At the end of the day, you will not be happy 10 years, 20 years down the lane. When you see your friends that you think they were sitting behind, some of them are doing online schools, having certifications.
Online?
Yes, you can have masters. Today, ABU Zaria now does online masters, PhD. Yes, you can browse it. You can. Some of them are in school, then 10 years down the lane, you see them becoming doctors, professor on Facebook. You are there just giving birth, and because I don't know, Shao, but I don't think that's the life I want for myself. As much as I'm going to try, you can't. They say a balanced woman is a woman who is not totally balanced. But as much as I'm going to try, I'm not going to let culture or anything. It's just myself. That's why I always say yourself.
Yourself first.
Just
Let's
yourself.
venture a little bit into the online learning, for example. Yes, like you just mentioned that PhDs and even masters can be gotten online. So you're trying to say right now, like people who don't really have enough to, go through school fees is expensive, and so you're trying to say now they can actually learn online, graduate online, and actually have a certification.
Yes, you can. But not to forget that we also need data. You also need network. So it also depends on where you
need gadgets and everything to connect.
So most times I encourage people, a lot of us will say, let's wait for the government, let's wait for the government. Sorry to say, how we grow up actually has a way to affect our thinking in the future. May God help us as parents, as leaders, as mothers, or even you as public speaker to be able to speak the right words to people, because you don't know who is reaching it out. When I was in the boarding house, for example, sorry, I like to use story to explain.
Sure, it makes it better.
My father will always tell you that when you are in a place, take care of that place as if it's your own. For example, you are in the hostel. Sweep the hostel. Not that you are going to sweep the entire hostel. Oh, no, don't get me wrong, please. Sweep your portion. Take care of your portion. If your net is caught, fix everything. Do you understand? Take care of that thing as if it's your own. So that's how it is. If we keep waiting for government, let government come and put network here. If God has blessed you and you can do something in your community, do it. You know about Ogunwenyewen's Foundation. That's where you heard about us to call us. I don't have so much. We reach out to people, we seek donations, we pray for sponsors, we have some partners. We just reach out, we do the little we could do. I'm not waiting for government to say, okay, please come and put some of the girl child in scholarship or do some things, give us network at the orphanage. Do what you can do with the little you have. So if every one of us keep doing the little we can do, just as my dad would say, when you're in a place, take care of that place as if it's your own. If you do this and say, okay, let me empower 10 girls with the little I have, you'll be surprised how far we'll go. And at the end of the day, by the time you become the so-called government you're talking about, it will be easy for you to empower lots of people. So I'm not going to say everybody can venture into online school. It's also time. It's determination. For some of us now that likes to talk, we prefer to be in the class than if you give me phone to read. I'll start watching Netflix film. My husband will tell you like movie too much. But I prefer to be in class. I will not even sleep off. When there's movie on Netflix, how are you saying now? I cannot sleep off. I'll start, or I'm listening to maybe one or two Ibukun and Wochika's messages. There's something that's going to take me, or I'm reading books online. So it's discipline. That's another topic. We're not going to venture into that. So there are lots of factors to go with that. But the main thing is, if individuals can see how we can support with the little we have, it will go a long way.
Available.
Yes, schools can be available. For example, we had, I don't want to mention him. I went round the time, when you're looking for partners and sponsors for your foundations, you go around. There's some local governments we went to. I saw some schools, some government schools, some local schools, some people just built them. If one or two persons can come, maybe our friends and family in diasporas or those that are blessed here, one person says, okay, I'll paint the schools, I'll do this, I'll sponsor the first 3 positions. In the northern Nigeria, it was where I'm coming from. You find it's easier for people to go to school because one or two persons want to sponsor you, one or two persons want to encourage you. But anyway, times have changed now. So if we start it as individual, I think it will help.
If you're in a position to actually help, then you can lend the help. Because you cannot give what you don't have.
No, you can't give what you don't have. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I say if you have and God has blessed you, and you can have, and you might not be able to give, sure you know.
No.
Yes, some people are blessed, but they don't like to give. Giving is another gift.
That's another topic entirely.
So that's why I say, if God
Entirely.
bless you and put it into your heart to give and support people,
Okay.
please go ahead.
Please go ahead. Sure, you guys have heard. Please go ahead and actually help out people you know you can definitely help out.
Yes.
So apart from, of course, not everybody has the privilege to go to school, because education is very, very, very important in this time and era. So how does family actually now play a role in it? Because you've mentioned family is another one of the challenges. Sometimes it could be challenges, it could be advantages too for a person. But how does family really play a role? Is family that big of a deal that can actually now discourage or encourage a person?
Yes, family plays a larger role in, since we're talking of women, child
Girl
education
child,
and the
yes.
rest, family plays a larger role. So like I said, I like to use myself, for example. I'll never forget, growing up, I think that was just 1 or 2. I literally went to school and intro tech, I don't know if they still do intro
They
tech
do.
now. I would come back, I would have like F, D, E. So one day my mom was like, you're always failing this course and you're always good, organizing and doing other things. I said, the wood is too long, some money, I don't know how intro tech is now, but then there were lots of woods and diagrams you needed to read and study. Family, what did my mom do? She would literally, I will never forget, she would be on the bed, lying down, resting with my younger ones. She would now be reading it and explaining it word to word
Word
for
to
me.
word,
And that's how I got to pass intro tech the following term, and I started enjoying it. Now, does it mean my teachers weren't teaching me? Of course, they were putting in their very best, because I went to a very good private school. But I wasn't bringing back what they expected. My mom took it upon herself to help me with that intro tech. Their maths, I'm very good at maths today. But I tell you one thing, I wasn't good at maths. In short, at the sight of anything calculation, I'm shaking. But if you know me well, those that know me will tell you, I'm good. Leave budgeting, statistics, leave it for me. Why? My family played a larger role. I would remember when we come back from summer school that time, my dad during summer lesson, we would go for summer lesson. At times we had one Yoruba teacher I will never forget, Auntie Tokwe. If Auntie Tokwe teach you maths, even if you have family problem, spiritual problem, the maths will enter.
To enter.
She was a copper, I will never forget. She was staying opposite one big, I will never, you will just know maths. So family has a larger role. I had to use myself to make you understand. Now, I'm not saying bombard your child with teaching. I'm not saying bombard your child with reading. Understand the strength of your child. For example, my dad will tell you, you do very well with speaking, with communicating, with teaching kids.
And then he helped you in that line.
And he helped me in that line. Now, some of my siblings, he might know, okay, this one does better here. So understand your child. That's why you're a parent. God has blessed you with that wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Understand them and help them with that line. So because at the end of the day, family, it's number one. It all starts from the family.
Okay, beautiful. So lastly, we won't have enough time here. Lastly, people who don't have that privilege of going to schools, what can you tell them to do, since, okay, school's not really available, online too is another matter entirely, yeah? What else can they do?
Wow, very simple. What else can you do if you don't have the privilege to go to school, you don't have enough resources, you don't have whatsoever you need to do online schools or go to the physical school? It's simple. Be true to yourself. Ask yourself, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? For example, if you're good with dancing, DJ, I'm not saying go online and dance naked. Whatever you're good at, take it upon yourself. We're in a digital world. Do what you know how to do. Do not be shy. Do not be intimidated. Post it online. You might not get enough likes, you might not get enough comments. Post it. Be ready to collaborate with people. For example, Lady Joy calls you and like, okay, I have a party, a friend is having a party. Will you like to sing? You're good at singing. Go. You may not give in your best at that first time. Just do what you know how to do. That's what they call skills. Growing up, my dad will always say, if you are doing what you enjoy doing and you are being paid for it, it's the fastest way to make money. For example, you love to speak, you love to talk, and they are paying you for it. Tomorrow
talking.
now, CNN, you might not be here.
Okay, please.
So
okay,
that's just what I have to say.
Okay, beautiful. I do hope everybody have learned today, because trust me, I sure did learn something. It's important to put yourself first, like we've mentioned. Learn something, even though you can afford school, You could go online and do something. If you can't afford online school, there's always a physical place you could go in, walk into, and actually learn a skill, whatever it may be. Just don't sit at home doing nothing, because we are the future, yes? So until next episode of Woman to Woman, I remain yours sincerely, Joy Chibendokwani. Good afternoon.